I definitely want to welcome everyone. My name is Misha Kadigasha, and on behalf of Oakland Unified School District, I'm excited to bring everyone together to honor and recognize the hard work and dedication by Castlemont High School student and staff. Castlemont participated in OUSD's district and citywide attendance campaign for the month of March. The theme was based around college basketball's March Madness basketball tournament. As the 5 networks throughout the district competed in a weekly bracket competitions against each other on who had the highest attendance increase, in student attendance each week. And the final week came between Network 4 and the high school network, with the high school network squeezing out a victory. And then the high school with the biggest increase in student attendance for the month was then the champion. And Castlemont increased their attendance during the month of March by an astonishing 5.5%. So great job, Castlemont, being the victors in our March Madness attendance campaign. And again, 5.5% increase in student attendance is a huge feat. So great job. Our special guest is an alumnus of OUSD. She graduated from Oakland Tech in 2005 and has her basketball jersey retired there. She went on to attend Cal Berkeley, where she was recognized as a standout women's basketball player, including being named the All Pac-10 first team in 2009 and 2010, and then was selected in the 2010 WNBA draft, where she played for the Washington Mystics and the Phoenix Mercury. It is my pleasure to introduce Oakland's very own Alexis Gray-Lawson.
Well, thank you. That was probably one of the best I ever heard.
Yeah. Well, we tried. And with that, I would like to, Ms. Gray-Lawson, if you could recognize and congratulate Principal Scott, Community School Manager Ms. Lett, Attendance Specialist Mr. Rodriguez, Student Attendance Support Ms. Walters, the Castlemont Attendance Team, and the entire Castlemont family.
Absolutely. I just want to congratulate you guys on an amazing 5 to 5. That's better than I ever heard. I just want to congratulate you guys. I see you guys working hard and doing what you guys need to be successful, and it is much appreciated. I know that your families are all proud of you as well, but I just want to step on and congratulate you, Principal Scott, as well as the Castlemont Knights.
All right, I'll take it off so I don't get confused with Flavor Flav. Is the attendance trophy. Everyone counts, cada día, todos cada día. And so, you know, nothing we do at Castlemont is done in isolation. We have a really tremendous team here that cares deeply about young people and their wellness, and many of them are represented here. Everyone from our community school manager, Ms. Lett, our and many members of our support staff. I see Ms. Manzanares here. And I have one of my care managers sitting next to me, Ms. Taylor, and these are all folks who are doing outreach to young people to find out where they are, how they're doing, and what we can do to re-engage them in school. I want to give a special shout out to my home visit team, Ms. Terry Walters and Ms. Lucy Espinosa, who have knocked on doors to say, hey, we don't see you, we need to see you, so let's show up. That has been some tremendous work that they've been doing, so I really want to shout them out big. And I also have to shout out my after-school coordinator, the wonderful and talented Ms. Saba Sharaka, who has gotten our learning hubs up to speed and gotten kids on campus learning in person every day. So big shout out to her as well. And
Ms. Saba.
Yeah, and so the kids are there, the students are there. To shout out Ms. Saba as well, because they know that she's made a real difference for them during this whole distance learning dynamic. So to everyone who has supported us, I see there Mateen, who's our new network superintendent, and Vanessa Cifuentes. I don't know if you're there too. Sarah, I see you up there. Hey, Sarah. So these are all members of our team who all do something to make Castlemont what it is. Dwayne Aikens, I see you up there too. We go way back. And so he's one of our two-pay coordinators and does some additional support work with us. So everyone who had a hand in making this happen, I want to express great appreciation to you. I look forward to our continued work together as we return to some semblance of normalcy, and hopefully we can keep this momentum going. I want to appreciate the Central District attendance team, Stephen Hill, Misha, all the folks downtown for making this celebration possible and for recognizing Castlemont as we deserve to be. So thank you very much.
Without a doubt. Well deserved, Castlemont. Guys, really, I mean, the hard work. All of us who've worked at school sites know how difficult and challenging it is. And you guys have exemplified what it is to work together to support the school community. What does it mean to you to show up every day?
Wow. Well, I think that showing up comes up in different ways and different ways of how you think about it. I think for me, showing up means that I'm present and that I'm focused and I'm ready to go. And especially in my job, I think that definitely Oakland Public Schools definitely prepared me for that moment to just show up and show out, right? And so a big part of the heart of who Oakland is showing up and showing up even when we don't want to. And so I'm proud to say that.
If you could have a conversation with your high school self, what advice or encouragement would you give yourself?
Oh, that's a good one. I think the first thing that I would tell myself is be heard. You know, don't put yourself in a box, because I think that the world tries to put us in different boxes when we can be anything that we want to be. And I think ultimately I would tell myself is make relationships, build those relationships and keep them. I think so many times, I think as young people, we just kind of shy away from that. And we're like, this is not going to matter 10 years from now. But now I think back, I'm like, you know, if I would have just made the relationships, who knows where I would be. And that's not to say that I've definitely been successful in my own right. But I would definitely tell myself that.
Great. Thank you. And last question for me. Is there a specific subject matter, a teacher, a person in your high school that helped you become who you are today?
And there was a whole bunch. Mr. O'Keefe, Mr. Zuckerman, Principal Admahar. I mean, like Tech was like, you know, one of those places where it was really a family. You know, from security guards to Fred to, I just all over the place. There were so many people that played a part into who I am today, and I'm just grateful and thankful for it.
With that, I'm going to open it up to student questions. Either there's stuff in the chat or students want to jump on. However it is, questions from Ms. Gray-Lawson.
What was one of the challenges you had to deal with to get to the WNBA, especially when you were starting, and how did you deal with it?
I think one being that from Oakland, there was nobody that had done it before I had. And so being one of the first is always a challenge. I think the other piece is the stigma that comes with Oakland. I think people automatically assume that you're in a gang, or people automatically assume that you were in some mess. And what they failed to realize is that, you know, I was blessed to be in a situation where I was covered by my community, and my community raised me right. And so I always wanted to represent that in the highest esteem. And so I think that's what pushed me to want to go harder, to want to do something different that no one had ever done before and represent Oakland in the best way possible. Because if I didn't, then they would have said, oh, well, all Oakland kids are this way. So I wanted people to say all Oakland kids are that way. All Oakland kids can grow and do different things and be successful. So that was definitely one of the challenges that I had to deal with.
I have one, which is, what is your long-term, professional trajectory, having, come or participated in the WNBA? What comes after?
Sure. So right now I'm in an admin program. So I graduated from law school about a year ago. I'm now in an admin program. So my job, actually, I would like to be a principal one day, hopefully in Oakland. So that's what I'm working on. I think future-wise, I just want to do something that's going to be impactful for the community. So a lot of the stuff that I do, I have a nonprofit called Legacy. And Legacy really is all about giving back to my community in different ways. This being one. And doing it for free and not feeling like you got to get paid to do stuff. So obviously, if there's anything that I could do there, Mr. Scott, please let me know. And I'll be there. Well, I mean, I think most people will say there's so many different types of people in Oakland. The diversity that we have, I think the people that I've met has definitely helped me build up my brand in business. I think the biggest thing I think that comes to my mind is the relationships I've made with my team, like your basketball team. Obviously we had a lot of success at Tech when I was in high school, and the relationships and being able to navigate those personalities and navigate the personalities that were at our school and dealing with different issues and problems and figuring out how to problem solve definitely prepared me in business, because that's really what business is all about, is problem solving and figuring out how to navigate personalities. So I think being at schools that are in Oakland definitely gives you that automatically off the bat. So you got one up on everyone else, because I believe that if you can make it out of here, you can make it anywhere. And that's just the truth.
All right. Let's see. Here's another question from Jose. Did Oakland make you realize you have to get out of Oakland to follow your dream?
No, I don't believe that. So, prior to, some people believe like, I'm going to get rich and I'm going to get out, right? They get out and then you never see them again. My job was that I stay. I stayed and went to Berkeley when I could have went to UConn. I could have went to Texas. I literally had a Division I scholarship to go anywhere. And I chose Berkeley. And when Berkeley was not good, Berkeley was at the bottom of the Pac-10 when I walked in. And I wanted to make a change, not only for that, but I wanted to be where, kids from Oakland could come to basketball games and get in for only $1. Those things were more important to me than anything else. And now that I have what I needed, right, because they don't have a WNBA team here, but now that I'm back, my job is to stay and be visible and to be present, right? Some of the things that you guys are doing with attendance, like, I want to be present. And so in my presence, hopefully more young people will get what they need to get from wherever they need to get it from and come back here and stay here, because we are the community. This is our home. And so I'm not going to get run out of my home. I'm going to change my home and make it better. And it's you young people that are going to do that. And you guys are going to be the general change. And so you do whatever you got to do to get that degree, right? You got to come back and give back. And that's what's going to help the next generation be better. And so that's my job. Of course.
What do you think about, I'm just wondering, I know WNBA players have been at the front line of social justice warriors, but with the platform of social media now and their voices being uplifted by NBA players, just wondering your thoughts about that and how you feel like your experience in the WNBA kind of paved the path for them.
Yeah, so, I think that, just like anywhere else, I think we as a people are starting to find a voice. And I think my generation in particular, we were kind of on the fence. Like, if we speak, what consequences can come from that? And I think that we're finding out the more that we speak out on injustices that happen in the community and in our country, great things are happening. And so I think now that we can be more of an example, and social media is way bigger than when I was in high school, obviously. But I would say the biggest thing is the voices are being heard. And I think, people always say, people with money are the people that, are the ones that's being heard, but it's the young people that are really being heard. Now you got college players and high school players and middle school kids marching for, justice. I went to, I was living in Minnesota at the time of when George Floyd was killed. And, I remember going into high schools and kids just weeping, feeling that deep sense of I need to be there. And I remember we did the march, and it was way more young people than older people. And so I think that the WNBA definitely is pushing some boundaries that we haven't seen before. And I think that the NBA is definitely jumping on that bandwagon a little bit. And I'm excited. I'm grateful that we're living in a time where, change is necessary in order for us to be successful long term.
And thanking the Castlemont staff, Ms. Gray-Lawson, for representing and being here today for our young people.
Absolutely.
So cool.
We
All right.
appreciate it. Thank you, everybody, for your support. We appreciate you. We appreciate all the love. So
Thank you. Thank you. With that, everybody have a great, safe, and sound weekend. Enjoy weekend and spring break for OUSD students and staff. And we will see each other next Crossroads. Take care, everybody.
Staff members.
All right.
Absolutely.
Thank
Have a
you.
good one.